Alright, ask yourself, where are your favorite artists that have been in the game for a while? Mine, Andre 3000. Last seen wandering the earth playing a flute. Ab-Soul. Hobson disappearing after a sad ass song saying he don't want it no more.
God, please help me cause I can't fucking breathe. I'm trying to smile but pain is cutting deep.
And Lil Wayne, well, he's Lil Wayne.
What could be better than the crisp, clean, refreshing?
I've noticed a majority of us artists trying to make it, we start from these
negative emotions, feeling unworthy, lonely, looked over, helpless, weak.
hoping once we make it, all these problems will go away.
And I thought the world is about to see hell come, and I'ma live the good life everyone else wants. And in that moment my tears dried and I felt numb.
But time and time again, you probably heard it from a million different YouTubers / artists. Once they make it, it don't feel all that much better. But no matter how many times I hear it, I think to myself, it would be different for me. I just have to know what it feels like to win for once. But who am I kidding? It will probably go like every other artist. And that's even if I do, quote unquote, make it. And I'm sure we've all done this. It's like we see the artists make it, or they start to get famous, or they start to get success, and then it seems like they get sadder.
After my UFC debut, I get pulled in so many different directions, and it's just like, cameras, this, oh, we need you to interview this, oh, come talk to this person, talk to this person, da 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 da. Behind that, you crash. Why am I sad? I just found myself being really sad.
If I didn't take care of it, I could see myself about to get sick.
And I'm just like, there's no need to be sad. I fucking killed that shit. And that's when I started to kind of like take therapy seriously. Go, okay, I'm not going to be one of these bad statistics.
And the question is like, why does that happen? I always wonder, like, why are all the people that seem like they have it all always depressed as hell? It's like they've been killing themselves, doing everything they can to get what they have now. And then once they got that, they don't want it no more.
I don't want it no more, no more.
So that's the question. Now, let's look for the answer. Welcome to the Yeah Science class, where we just all over the place and try to solve problems while we just keep a yapping, and hopefully this makes sense. So let's take this triangle for a second. It's called the hierarchy of needs. According to some old guy, if you have these needs met, you're probably feeling all right. And if you don't, you probably feel like... So when we see someone with fame, fortune, career, success, we're basically seeing this part of the triangle growing. This is their creative part. And it seems like we assume that if this part is growing, the other parts are also big. But you never know. The top part growing could make, actually, these other ones shrink. Maybe you don't feel like you belong as much anymore. Or it could make this one shrink. Since you've got so much success, you raise the bar on yourself, now you feel like even more pressure. So now your triangle is like lopsided. But everybody thinks your triangle's full, but your triangle's about to. Now the question is, how do we keep our triangles balanced, you know? And the answer, I don't fucking know. But I have this theory. You know, have you ever seen like a beautiful woman? You know she's beautiful. Everybody around her knows she's beautiful, but she thinks she's ugly. She looks in the mirror and just sees the ugly. Or that rich guy that always feels like he's poor, that never feels like he has enough. Or there's that person with family and friends that love him, but at the end of the day, he always feels unlovable. I'm thinking sometimes you got more of this triangle than you think, but your brain is like clouded by so much garbage that you can't really see clearly.
I got a homie, he a rapper and he wanna win bad. He want the fame, the acclaim, the respect that's been had by all the legends. So every time I see him, he's stressing, talking about niggas don't fuck with him. This shit is depressing, and I know he's so bitter he can't see his own blessings.
Like, I don't mean 20/20 vision, I mean like awareness. Our awareness to these things that we may already have could be largely dampened by so much junk, like emotional or energetic junk that's just clogging our brains. And it's like things from the past traumas, future worries, miseducation, stress. So it's like
shadow intelligence. The shadow is a metaphor used to describe any parts of ourselves we are ashamed to admit or afraid to encounter. Some people have a creativity shadow. They think they should always be practical. Others have an anger shadow. They think they should always be nice. When you identify, understand, and befriend your shadows, they no longer have power over your actions. You may have heard of intelligence quotient plus emotional intelligence equals success, which is powerful and accurate, but plenty of people achieve success and still feel empty and unsatisfied. When you add shadow intelligence to the equation, or SQ, suddenly you have a powerful equation for getting unstuck. Now you will have success and the freedom to enjoy it. In fact, your shadow exists in multiple parts. Think of your parts like a cast of characters. Inside of you are fearful child parts, sullen teenager parts, hungry infant parts, critical parent parts, etc. When you can identify which character in your cast needs attention, you can more effectively implement solutions. Consider asking yourself the following questions. When you stop avoiding yourself, you unlock access to the hidden gems inside your shadow like creativity, energy, and grit.
You're feeling bad. Sometimes the situation is as bad as it actually is. Sometimes the situation is bad, but your brain is making it worse than it actually is. And your brain just is playing like tricks on you type thing.
No. I've let you consume me for far too long.
But I'm no therapist. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But this theory that sometimes we have more of our needs met than we thought, but we just couldn't see it. I think the tools that expand our awareness, things like meditation, qigong, stretching, breath work, all those things to move those negative energies out your body so then you can be
Now you are balanced.
are really necessary.
I hope this message I'm sending is floating up above. Instead of focusing on fame, I should have focused on the love.
Here's where the book list comes in, because you could tell people to meditate or you tell people to do qigong or something like that, but if they don't see the reason why or how it's gonna work, it's basically go in one ear and out the other. But my book recommendation list goes like this. Number 1, The Body Keeps the Score, and this book is good at showing how these negative energies, traumas, everything gets stored in the muscles in the body. So if you use healthy movement practices, whatever is your choice, it will start to clean that up.
I'm here right now. After I leave here, I'm gonna go home and stretch out for 2 hours.
Okay.
I stretch
for 2 hours.
for 2 hours. I've done this, and that's in my book also. The
Yes.
last chapter, I talk about it. I got real sick, long story short. Stretching out has really helped out my psoas muscle.
Okay.
That psoas muscle attaches to your T12. There's a lot of nerve endings going through
What's
there.
the psoas muscle? Where is that?
It's your hip flexors.
Oh.
So all of us who sit down like I'm sitting down right
Yeah,
now,
right.
whenever you're in that fight or flight mode, let's say you're driving your car and the car's coming to hit you,
Yeah.
you get that tense. So my childhood all the way up till now, it's been this squeezing. So about 6 years ago, I got to the point where I couldn't get out of bed. The docs couldn't figure anything out, nothing out with me. And I had this huge lump on the back of my head from my spine being compressed. I had these huge lumps on my hip flexor muscle, psoas area.
Right.
And it's the only muscle that attaches your lower body to your upper body.
Okay.
And I just slowly started stretching out. I said, I'm going to probably die. The docs couldn't figure it out. I was slowly dying. It was literally collapsing. Like there was no blood flow
Yes.
to organs of my body
Right.
from all the stress in my entire life. Started stretching out. I was on all these medications. 6 years later,
No meds.
I'm on one medication.
Really?
And I was on about 17, 18 medications.
Wow. So the 2 hours of stretching continues to help the body.
The mind also.
The mind.
So that
As you're quiet, nothing else going on.
That's right. But what happens is when your psoas is so tight, it sends all these different hormones
Okay.
to your mind, making you extremely stressed. And so by stretching out, it releases that muscle. So when that is tight, even you can be relaxed. That muscle being tight is tricking your mind, saying we're in a stressful situation.
Interesting.
Firing you up, firing your mind up.
Would you tell people who struggle with anxiety to give that a shot?
People who are having any kind of surgery on their knees, hips, back, neck, shoulders, if you don't have full range of motion, and I'm telling you right now, I have so much I could talk about this.
Right.
You need to, first of all, get full range of motion before you let somebody cut on you.
Gotcha.
If you're dealing with anxiety, any kind of issues like that, a lot of it has to do with your muscles in your body being tight. I couldn't sit down here for a minute with you 6 years ago.
The next book, It Didn't Start With You, that's about your connection with your parents. I notice a lot of artists, a lot of people in general, hold a lot of hostility to their parents and stuff like that. And I was right there. I wouldn't say I'm all the way out of that. I'm still kind of right there. But I think this book puts a lot into perspective. Your relationship with your parents is very important. The next one is called The Illusion of Money. And this book is pretty good at showing how wrapped up we got into this illusion, and your emotions tied to it actually are indicators of something else going on. And many times your struggle with money is not actually a struggle with money. It's a struggle of self-confidence, other things, and then it reflects in the way you handle money or the way you view money. And so if you fix those other things, money won't become that big of a deal for you. The next one is The Surrender Experiment. I think this one will illustrate very beautifully how this man just basically let go, really started to meditate and stuff like that. And without him knowing, it seems like his meditation and stuff really made his life work way more efficiently than if he wasn't taking that time for himself. And so, like I said earlier, people, they hear these things, they're like, yeah, but I'd rather just work, or yeah, I don't really need to do all this stuff. I think this book will illustrate helpfully how things can intertwine in a healthy way. And then the last one, Letting Go by David Hawking, I think. I don't know. I didn't write the authors of the other one, but I know they're showing up on the screen, so shut up. But last one, Letting Go. And I think this one is just illustrates when you have these emotions, our natural instinct is just to run from them, hide, and not really address them, but to just try to cover them up with maybe drugs, partying, stuff like that. And you see that a lot. And the letting go teaches you to not be so afraid of your emotions and to sit with them. So that's all for this YouTube video. Remember, there's a link in the description to a private podcast that will further expound on this topic. 5 books is a lot. They're each pretty thick, but I think if you just get one at a time and slowly go through them, you'll be much better off, or you'll be much better equipped to deal with stuff in the future.
2年が過ぎた頃、異変に気づく。1万回突き終えても日が暮れていない。弱い50を超えて完全に羽化する。感謝の政権好き1万回。1時間を切る。代わりに祈る時間が増えた。